Hey, I'm Mike Sadler with Speed and Shine TV, and I'm really excited because I'm finally in LA and I get to meet this cool dude. Beau, what a great...
Mike, very nice to meet you.
I can't believe I get to meet you and I get to see some stuff. Are you going to show us anything?
Well, hopefully you'll enjoy it. We got some fun things to show you. So first, we're here at Galpin Autosports at the collection. We'll show you little things here, and then we'll go on over to the speed shop that I think you'll particularly enjoy as well.
I'm excited.
So,
all right, let's go in.
All right.
All right.
Come on in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this.
Well, it's a little empty right now because we just had some events, but this is kind of our dedication to Carroll Shelby. This you may have seen on Car Kings. This was our very first episode, Carroll Shelby's personal Pantera that he got.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, well,
wow.
This is a fun one. You know, Lee Iacocca got in the engine for it, and I mean, it was really true in the episode. We were able to locate that engine in a junkyard and then reconnect the two and then restore the car, get it running.
Yes, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and then I got to drive this baby at Willow Springs, which was a real honor.
Wow.
That was spectacular.
I bet you were just...
It was a little nerve-wracking,
yeah.
I got to be honest with you. And it's, you know, this kind of older, little older technology that, you know, it handles like a Pantera with a ridiculous amount of horsepower.
Right,
so it was a bit intimidating, to be honest with you. But this car actually is a car that we built called the GTR1, which was based on a Ford GT with an all aluminum body. We worked on the engine and supercharger to get it just over 1,000 horsepower, and it's a really magnificent and fun machine and a one of one.
Wow, that interior is spectacular in the color.
So it's you know, very very close to a Ford
one.
GT.
This is yours.
Yep.
Wow. Unbelievable. Huh. And
then,
of course, the Heritage is like, that sits on my desk.
Yeah.
At work, that's never stop dreaming, is what I say, right? Okay.
Well, that Ford GT, one of my all-time favorite cars. And then these cars are very interesting in that, well, these are not our vehicles, but friends. This is not a real Daytona, but built, I believe, on a Cobra chassis, and then with some of the leftover Daytona parts. This is actually a very early Cobra, number 15, which had the original 260, and now he still kept the engine, but he's got the 289, a friend of ours that races it. And just a car that we've been taking care of and servicing for a couple of decades here at Galpin.
Wow. Bob Bondurant's signature on there,
yeah,
and Carroll Shelby's.
Oh, Bob.
And think if those seats could tell, right? A story.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fun stuff. And if you want to see some weird race cars,
okay,
I'll show you some more cool stuff over here. So this is actually an almost near perfect replica of the original backup pickup, which unfortunately on its last day ended up as a ball at the end of a drag strip. But the backup pickup was famous in its day for having the powertrain completely reversed, and it would do wheelies down the track at 120 miles per hour plus.
Wow.
And what was really amazing is the driver, George Tours, who was incredibly skilled, actually would steer with the two brakes on either side.
Really?
So, obviously when the front's in the air, it doesn't do any good to have a steering wheel. So he'd stick his head out of the window and then use the brakes to steer down the track, which worked right up until the very last race.
What a crazy idea, though. I mean, just the concept. Hey, we got to have a truck go backwards.
Well, and it was, exhibition drag racing was a big family event back in the day, and it was great entertainment. Drag races were fun, but this was meant to be something, kind of over the top, which is where this comes in, which is George Weckesser's Mustang Mach 4.
I can't believe I get to see this in person.
Yeah, and this is the original. So the one and only Mach 4.
The real deal.
Yeah, you know, the rumored 2,000 plus horsepower. This also did purely exhibition drag racing, but you know, went up against Tommy Ivo's 4-engine Buick, and then they do, you know, exhibition drag races together. It was in one accident, which is how it got its old paint job. And then I actually had the original guys, Bill Carter, who's no longer with us, who used to do a lot of painting for us back in the day, and Jones, who did the striping. So they redid it 45 years, I believe, after they originally did it, and did it back to its original paint and real gold leaf.
Yeah.
And here it is. And it actually, you know, with a little work, we could get it running again. So.
Oh my gosh,
that's kind of fun.
I still just can't believe it's.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
To hear that thing.
It's here.
It was actually, I never saw it in my day because I would have been really young, but it sounds like the world's coming to an end, I believe.
I bet it does.
And this is a replica of a quarter midget that we actually had a kid that we sponsored back in the day. Of all the cars that we have, this kid got more trophies than just about anyone else, with the exception of our own driver, Ron Hornaday.
Well, you always hope those kids grow up to be somebody famous, because we follow Andrew, our young racer, Alvos, and I know he's watching. Someday, you know, he's going to grow up and be an F1 driver, he says. So.
Yeah, guy, fingers crossed, right? This was the body off of the original Maverick funny car.
Yeah.
Which, Mavericks look a little different these days.
I have a 71 Ford Maverick. That's
very cool.
That's why I was just restoring. There's got the Maverick emblem from the front there.
They did some funny things on this funny car that they actually put door handles that don't have doors, and for some reason, an antenna. But that's how they raced it, so that's how he did it.
You know what's funny is I have that same antenna on my car, so it's the actual antenna that's supposed to be on
if we're going to do it, we do it right. And then these two cars are very special in that this is an actual Trans Am car and the original Trans Am Pinto. And all original as it raced back in 73, 74, 75. Then it did some historic racing, and is really just a cool piece of Galpin memorabilia and Trans Am as well. George Cheyenne was the guy that raced it, and you know, some pretty famous fingerprints on this as well.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you just stopped racing it and put it in here.
Pretty much.
It's pretty cool. The reservoirs are right there too.
Yeah.
Right inside the engine compartment, or the interior of the car. Oh man.
Yeah, it's ready to go if we ever decide to go
just get her going again.
Racing again, so we'll see.
Like any Pinto I've ever seen.
We do a little bit of racing. My cousin drives for us. He's a general manager of our Porsche dealership, so we actually have a 901 that we race over there.
Wow.
But our biggest race history is with Ron Hornaday, who was our service manager. Back when my dad first became a manager at Galpin, he became the service manager at a similar time, and grew up together. And Ron was just an amazing human being. But we were in NASCAR for many years, and in fact, we were the West Coast NASCAR champions for 4 years in a row.
Wow.
And Ron led us to victory in two of those, the last two, which were in 63 and 64. And this is, you know, the car is gone, and this is a replica of that last car that he would have driven for NASCAR.
Wow.
So
it's cool.
Yeah.
Well, and you have the person here to help make the replica, so it's the right one.
Yeah,
right?
that's where Dave comes in. That you'll meet a little later. And then these are a couple of interesting cars. These are the two rumble seat Mustangs that I know existed. This was literally a garage / barn find. We were the very first dealership to install the European sunroof. We worked with ASC back in the day.
That is crazy.
This was a show car representing, you know, we had the sunroof on it. And then also, this is all original as it was built in 1967 with a real rumble seat.
Now you're giving me
With the gas
ideas
tank.
now to make this, right?
Is this a new
Yeah.
find?
Fairly new, yeah. I had seen this 30 years ago in somebody's garage, and then it disappeared after that.
I could imagine building one of these and then cruising Woodward. The people sitting back here would be...
Exactly. As long as they're going slow, it's all right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then this one was actually in a garage in the Brentwood area, and it had never, the family that had it had never seen the seat in there. They just kind of bought it, and we had gotten rid of the seat. You want to know why we took the seat out of this one? To fit the spare tire. It had nothing to do with safety back then, you know, and that really didn't exist too much.
Those were a stock option, or was that a...
No, this was all done at Galpin.
Okay.
So this is some of our earliest kind of galvanizing work. And then a couple of more modern Mustangs that we were involved with, 2009 45th anniversary Iacocca edition. There were 45 of these built. Yeah.
Wow.
So Lee and my dad were good friends going way back.
I'm a Mustang guy, and I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, well, only 45 of these that were ever done, and just beautiful, completely coach built, totally different lines on the car, and fantastic. As was the Fisker Rocket. This is an all carbon fiber body. The only thing that is a carryover are the doors and the windscreen. This was the only Speedster that we built. Built these in very limited quantities. We did about a dozen of these. So again,
it's beautiful.
Very rare automobile.
The lines and the wideness, and 725 horsepower.
Yes, sir. And that one opened the Grand Tour with Jeremy Clarkson driving it. So
this one.
Yeah.
Really?
So kind of a fun history.
Wow. Amazing. An amazing collection.
So that's a bit of the Galpin Ford galvanizing and our race cars. So
what an honor it is to come in and meet you and to see this.
My pleasure, Mike. And if you'd like to see some of the speed shop at Dave's Wares, why don't we go over and can check that out?
All right, let's do that.